All right, so let's get started. I think we have most people in the waiting room in the meeting now. We might get more during the session, but big welcome to all of you taking the time to join us here today. So of course, to be mindful of everyone's time, I see that there's a few joining from Europe very early in the morning. I really appreciate it. But to be mindful, we will jump straight into the presentation. But first, I just want to cover some house rules. So in order to manage this many participants, you will be muted, as you might have noticed. However, there will be questions in the end. So please feel free to send us questions directly to the Q&A function, as the chat has been disabled. If we receive very many or very specific questions relating to perhaps your own account, we might need to reach out to you after the session over email instead. If you have questions later on, feel free to reach out to your main point of contact at the respective company. And lastly, as always, when you go live, we hope that the technical gods are on our side, as we're currently in 4 different places and in 3 different countries. So let's get started. This is what we will cover today. So first, a short introduction of Web Manuals and Maestro. And then we will look a little bit into our partnership, how we started and why we decided to become partners. And then, of course, the integration. So not only the key features and the value and the benefits we hope that it can give some of you, we also will have a step-by-step demonstration to actually show you how it looks like. And of course, in the end, the Q&A, as I discussed. So look for the Q&A box at the bottom of your Zoom panel. If you can't find it, you might just need to extract your window a little bit. So let's jump into introductions. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sofia Ekholm. I'm based in Singapore, currently working as the customer experience manager for this region. I'm here in my role as I communicate a lot with our customers, and I will be able to help any one of you with any follow-up questions coming from today. And with me, I have my partner in crime all the way from Sweden.
Hi, my name is Damien Remond. I'm partner manager at Web Manuals. So Web Manuals is a software as a service document editing and compliance product for aviation. We were launched in 2012. We have today 570 customers, and we run 4 offices in the world: US, Europe, and Asia. Nina?
On the Maestro side, hi everyone, my name is Nina Wedding. I'm the customer support manager at Maestro. So Maestro has been around since about 2005. We're a leading provider of software as a service for safety management systems, flight operations, and training. And my colleague joining us today is Janine.
Hi, I'm Janet, and I have been with the company for 4 years, and I'm based in Queensland, Australia. And my role as a business analyst is in the company to collaborate with the customers and understand their requirements, and to convert them in a way where the developers can understand.
So jumping into our partnership, I wanted to start with a little bit of background, since not every one of you out there perhaps knew that Web Manuals and our Maestro is partners to begin with. But as we both decided that we wanted to focus on becoming experts in our respective fields, we wanted to instead focus on building a partner community with other aviation software companies that are leading experts in the industry as well. So by doing that, our vision is to offer an all-in-one document management system in Web Manuals, and then offer the bigger variety of solutions through integrations. So this is actually how the Web Manuals store came to life a few years back, and that is of course how we at Web Manuals came in contact with our Maestro and started our partnership in 2021. Our companies share similar visions and core values, but our products also complement each other, and this allows both of us to focus on what we do best. So, of course, since we have customers in common, we've been thinking about what kind of integrations we can develop to bring value on both sides. So we want to have an integration that can make everyone's processes more efficient, depending on which part of the modules that you're using in respective company. So we are very happy to share this first integration with you all today.
So some of the key features of the integration, what we found our customers were doing was using web manuals to author their documents, review the documents and so on. And then they would have to download them into a PDF or a Word document and then upload them again into Air Maestro and then distribute them again in there and make them available to their colleagues and staff. So we've now provided the ability to view and download web manuals documents within Air Maestro. So it's going to be an automatic push. So once you've published your web manuals document within web manuals, you can choose to synchronize certain categories into folders into Air Maestro. There's one source of truth. There's no need to duplicate the documents and provide duplicate revisions in both of the softwares. We also have obviously the ability to send manual alerts in Air Maestro. Web Manuals also has that. However, we've obviously just added that additional functionality in so you can see and use your web manuals documents within Air Maestro as you would any other document in Air Maestro. So it's a pretty seamless integration there. No need to send separate emails, separate distribution lists within your two different software programs. So I guess a recap on the value and the benefits. Increase efficiency. You don't need to duplicate your processes within two different programs. Streamline compliance management and enhance decision making. The benefits are, again, less duplication, more efficient document management. Web Manuals does the authoring side very well. And obviously Air Maestro is the repository for the documents which can then be distributed. And this also enhances your safety measures and increases the productivity by lessening your duplication within the two products. So I guess what you'll be asking for is how does it work? So we're going to step you through the process of what you'll need to do to set up the integration. So Web Manuals customers will have access to an API key within their administrator settings. So we'll guide you, Sophia's team will guide you through how to access that if you're not aware of where it is at the moment. So once you have copied that key and it's been generated for you, you then need to put this into Air Maestro. So the Air Maestro side of the activation will need to be done for you by the support team. Once the key is generated, you provide that key to the the Air Maestro support team. They'll put it into the admin settings and then the configuration is set up. We've provided that initial handshake and the authentication and the program will know what to do thereafter. So you'll probably all be familiar with how to create a category in Web Manuals. In Air Maestro speak, this is a folder. So you can create a category in Web Manuals as you would normally, and then that folder can be duplicated into Air Maestro or synchronized. And in a moment, we'll step through how you do that because you will need to provide permission to that category. So in your permissions area in Web Manuals, which you as an administrator will probably be familiar with, you can see now there's an extra column called Air Maestro API. So this is where you'll need to provide the view permission to any folder that you wish to have access to Air Maestro or to be synchronized through automatically to Air Maestro. So you can see there down the left-hand side, we have several categories or folders, and the column for the Air Maestro API, each of those folders has been given a view permission, which means each of those will be synchronized through to Air Maestro. The synchronization happens by default every 5 minutes. So there is a slight pause there. So within 5 minutes, you will see those categories replicated in Air Maestro as folders and the contents within them as well. So the process of pushing a document through into Air Maestro once you've created those categories and provided the permission. So you would, as normal, publish, review, author your document in Web Manuals. Once you publish it, even if it is a file type of Web Manuals type, it will then be pushed through into Air Maestro and appear in Air Maestro. Obviously, a web manuals file type can only be viewed in web manuals. In a moment, I'll show you a couple of options of how to view that document. The default will be to push it through to Air Maestro as a PDF. So once you click publish, there should be a seamless behind the scenes experience of that document being generated into a PDF and then pushed through and viewable in Air Maestro. You don't need to convert it to PDF anymore. You don't need to download it and then re-upload it into Air Maestro. That's all now happening in the background through that API. So once the document's published, this is what it will look like in Air Maestro. So you can see there on the left-hand side, we have our web manual documents folder. That is a replica of the web manuals document category in your web manual software. Inside, we have another folder or category called AMWM demo, and within that is a PDF called This is a Test PDF. So that is really how it will appear as any other document in your Air Maestro library. Any revision, obviously, will also come through and be provided in that view, obviously within the 5-minute refresh period. So a couple of things now, once the document appears in the Air Maestro document library. To view it, you would just double click it and you would view it either within the browser or download it as per your browser preference. Should you choose to view the document within web manuals, perhaps as a web manuals type document, you would right click that file and you would choose view in web manuals. That will then open a new window and take you to that document. You will be prompted to log in to web manuals if you have not already got a session open in your browser. The other feature that's circled there at the top of the menu will be quite familiar, hopefully, to most Air Maestro users. That's the create manual alert function. So should you choose that, you can then go on and distribute it as you would any other document within your Air Maestro library, in that you can choose who to send it to. You can choose if it has an expiry date. You can then track your read and acknowledged list as well. And that's the end of the very short demo. Do we have any questions on what we've just seen or what's to come?
Let me see.
You're perfectly on time, so we have some time for questions.
First one, of course, is when will it be available, Nina?
Okay, so we are aiming to have this available. The Air Maestro site is going to be released in October. So mid-October is what we're aiming for.
Perfect. Can I set this up myself? I think you went through that, Nina. But
yeah, that's right. So obviously both web manuals and Air Maestro has a very helpful support desk. So you can just pick up the phone or email either side and we'll guide you through the process. Again, just repeating one of the slides that we had, you'll need to generate the API key within the admin area of your web manual software. That key will then need to be provided to the Air Maestro support desk, probably via an email, and then that's all set up. We have the authentication set up behind the scenes, and we can also assist you, or the web manual site can assist you with setting those permissions for the categories.
Perfect. We'll also have another one for you, Air Maestro. Is any plans to view on the Air Maestro app for using aircraft EFBs that might not be related to the integration, more on your app development? Yeah. But I will let you take that one, Nina.
Yes. Yeah, we do. So we're hoping to have offline documents available in the app in December. So most of the development's already been done for that. We're sort of finalising some of the development and the testing, and then we'll be able to release that.
We also have another one about getting a demo to distribute internally. I interpret it as it means to demo this for a specific client, and I guess we can do that with the help of one Web Manuals
Yeah.
representative and one Maestro one.
Sure. Yeah. So I guess we could set up an integration on a demo site to show how it works. I don't think that would be a problem. We'll just have to talk, I guess, Sophia, on how we do that in the next step.
Definitely. And we have one, what if I want a PDF fillable document?
Okay, so I don't believe that our Maestro currently supports fillable PDF documents. We might have to check that for you. I believe, how does Web Manuals support it currently, Sophia? Do you?
So usually if the PDF is a fillable one when it's uploaded, it will be fillable one when it's downloaded. So
okay. Well, you know what, we'll test that. I can see the person that's asked that question, and I recognize the name, so I'll be able to find that out for you and send you an email after the webinar.
perfect. And we have another one about possible expanding the connectors in the future. So I can also reply to that one. And at this stage, we don't have any plans to build more integrations, but I think through our partnership, I think I can speak for both of us that we are very willing to hear feedback from joint customers on what kind of integration you would want us to build. So please let us know if there's any specific integration you can see would bring you value, and we can take it with us and talk to our teams and see what we can do in the future. And one more. Does this help with ISO or other compliance? Anyone on the team knows the answer to that?
I think I guess it's a tool to assist with the organization and the distribution of policies and procedures. So in that sense, it would.
Yeah, I'm also thinking about less human error when it comes to making sure that people have access to the latest revision. And of course, with that, also proving that they read the latest revision can be one. One for web manuals here. Will our Maestro support archiving of previous versions of documents? And I guess that actually is a little bit on the web manual side. So if you're editing a document in web manuals, like you're all probably used to, as soon as you create a new revision and you publish that one, our Maestro side is going to fetch the latest one. Even if it's a PDF version of it, it's going to fetch the latest published revision of your web manuals documents. We would replace it for you. You can still see your full revision history of that document within the web manuals platform.
Yeah, and Maestro already supports archiving of previous versions. So this will link in with that. You'll be able to see the previous versions as well. So Sophia, I can see on there a question, will users have access to all web manuals? Will Maestro users have access to all web manuals features as part of this integration, or is it only limited to certain features which were demonstrated today? So we should make it clear that this is an integration available to customers of web manuals and customers of Maestro. So you will need to have both products, registered with both products, and then we will provide the link between the two. I hope that's answered your question. If not, please send us an email afterwards and we can clarify.
Yeah, and I think we should clarify as well when you have the option to view in web manuals. When you click on that from the Maestro side, view in web manuals, it would take you to web manuals. If you're logged in and if you have access, then you will see the document. However, if you don't have access to log into web manuals, or if you're not logged in, it's only going to take you to the login screen. And that being said, it might be if you're a pilot and you don't have access to edit documents, you might not have access to the web manuals program. So you need to have access to both sides to be able to use the function of view in web manuals. The one about cost, Damien. Will there be additional cost for this integration?
Yeah, so sorry, there will be a price for this connector. We gonna announce that soon, but not now. We want first to really complete everything on the technical side, and that will come soon. So that will be announced soon. One precision though, the connector will be available on our webManual store. So if you type webManuals and go to our website, you can still have some idea about our current connectors and product that we sell on the store.
Great. We have one, will webManuals monitor different regs, AP for us, and alert us of any amendments to the regs. So the compliance function is separate. If you are subscribing to our regulations, and as we call them, compliance libraries, we will of course monitor them for you and let you know when it's been any updates for that. And we have one more, probably for you, Nina. How can a regulator provide assessment feedback for manuals that require regulatory approval? It might mean in Maestro.
So
From the manual's perspective, at least, sorry, Nina.
no, I was going to say we usually have the finished product in Maestro, so maybe this is more for the web manual side.
Yeah. So in the manuals, when you're going through the editing process, once it's been approved and reviewed internally, you can invite someone into the system and approve it or reject it in the manuals, of course, or you can export as a PDF and send it to the inspector before you actually publish the document. And because, as you said, when you publish a document, it will be distributed into Maestro, so it should be the approved, finished product. I hope that answered your questions, but if not, please reach out to us separately again. Will Maestro take us through the same? If that was a follow-up question to what I just said, I guess not then, Nina. You don't have a review process of manuals.
No, we have
that will be handled in.
That's right. We just have a reminder when a document is due for review, but you'll have to do that outside the system.
All right, so many questions and so many great questions as well. Very happy to see that we had so many questions. If you have any other questions later on, feel free to reach out to us anytime. I'm assuming that as this integration go live, you will have more questions. But we do have, one more. Can distribution of a manual be a link to the manual rather than uploading of a document to Maestro, since we don't use this function in Maestro? I'm not sure if this means you're using the distribution function in the manuals. If you are, you can of course continue doing that. If not, I don't think there's a possibility to be a link. Right, Nina? It's either it will come in as a full PDF document in Maestro.
You can send an alert with a link in Maestro. So if you have a link, or an external link either to SharePoint or to a URL or something, you can send that via an alert in Maestro.
All right. But let's move on. We're running out of time. But as I said, please feel free to send us any more questions separately. We'll be happy to cover them for you. If you go to the next slide, we will have our contact information for those of you that don't have it. So feel free to contact us for anything if you want to talk more about specific benefits it can bring your organization or your account, or depending on what you use in the manuals and Maestro already today.